Hi, this is Miriam from GrannyKeto.com, and I wanted to say I have a special guest with me today. Da 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 da. Dory! Okay, those of you who know who Dory is, you know that she just says, keep on swimming, keep on swimming. Or as adults like to say, just show up. Okay. Um, I had gotten her a while back when I was going through a tough time with something. And you know what, to tell you the truth, I don't even remember what that tough time was, but I still have Dory. And when my daughter was pregnant with her first baby and she was so sick, I got her own Dory. And in that reason for getting her Dory was also to just keep swimming, that there is what you need at the end of the tunnel. All right. Oh, I love my Dory. All right. So just show up. So what's today? If you've just started with Granny Keto, you may be in my Granny Keto's transitions program. And what this does is this takes you to keto very slowly. But what's so unique about it, because other people do that, is that with this program, you can stop or land on any step that you want. You can stay there or you can just use it, get used to it, let your body get used to it, and then move on to the next step, because eventually we go all the way to keto. But I want to talk about if you're just starting, and this goes for whether you're just starting with step one, okay, which is giving up sugar and baked goods, or whether you are going all the way to keto, or whether you're just starting with keto. Let's say you jumped right into keto. So what happens is it's not going to be easy from the very, very first day. Not if you've been eating a standard American diet and you are, you're eating pasta and you're eating breads and you're eating fruit and you're eating stuff loaded with sugar, and all of a sudden that's out of your body. No, that is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. If you can see yourself through it, that's wonderful. Just keep swimming, all right? But if you have days where you gave in to something, you said, "Oh, I was just dying. I just had this craving and I had to see it through." You know what? Okay, over and done with. Okay? Just show up for your next meal. Show up for the next decision you have to make. Don't make it, I had the bread basket at dinner last night, and the heck with this, and this is too hard, and I'm not happy, and I'll never do it, and then you bring in all your dieting history, all the diets that you've tried, and forget all that crap, okay? Just show up for yourself at the next meal and just eat the way you're supposed to eat. And I want to just say a little thing about those cravings. Okay, they can be bona fide physical cravings. When you give up your sugar and you give up your baked products, well, if you're on keto, you're giving up, your fruits except for berries. Okay, you don't have to give up all fruit, but you're giving up fruit and you're giving up root vegetables and you're giving up packaged food and processed food, and bread and pasta is the least of it. Okay, so you're going to have cravings. Some of those really will be really physical cravings. The longer you have carbs out of your system, the less you're going to get physical cravings. Okay, but your body wants it because your body wants what it wants. Okay, it wants the easy way out. It wants the way that you've never tried before. It just it's on remote. Okay, it is just goes. It goes. It has its own mind. Doesn't your body sometimes feel like it has its own mind, and the cravings have its own mind? Okay, so I want to say, sit out those physical cravings. If you haven't just show up at your next meal, okay? Your life isn't over. You have another meal, you have another day, you have another glass of water. Just go with it. But I want to talk about also, once those physical cravings are out of your body, you will have mind cravings. Okay, you'll either have the mind cravings because just the recognition of what you used to have. So let's say you're eating and you haven't thought about pasta for months. I mean, months. And somebody next to you has pasta, and all of a sudden it's, oh, I want pasta. In your mind, you want pasta. It's not really a physical craving, because if it was a physical craving, you would want it whether or not somebody was eating pasta next to you. So we have those kinds of cravings. Just sit through it. If you can, just sit through it. Sometimes when you're alone or you're in a party, so you can be alone or you can be with 100 people, okay? The thing is that these emotional cravings will pop up. So either you're with other people and you're in a party and there's chips and there's bread and there's desserts and there's casseroles that like lasagna and there's pasta in it. You will have those kind of where you didn't want them. They're not the cravings of the early days, but you'll want them because they're familiar. And it's an easy road to take. And you don't have to look for the stuff that you can eat on keto, or you don't have to say, oh, is there a dessert here I can have? It's more in your mind. Do you want to eat it? Don't. Okay. Those cravings also are easy to just get away from. All right. Busy yourself with something else. Talk with the people. If you're a guest, ask the host or the hostess if you can help a little bit. Go to the damn bathroom. Go to the bathroom. Sit on the close the toilet lid. Sit on the toilet and just breathe. Remove yourself from the situation. Okay? I can't tell you how many parties, I don't want to say I spent the whole party in the bathroom, but I can't tell you how many times I used that for a tactic and I just collected myself, okay? Or if it was the summer and it was an outdoor party, I would just, maybe walk around the house or walk around the yard and just breathe and just collect myself. So that's another craving that you can sort of walk away from. But what about the cravings you get because you're angry at somebody, you don't want to do something, you want to get away from something? That's a different kind of craving. That's a craving that we use to buffer. We use it so that we either don't have to do what we have to do, okay? If we're eating Oreo cookies, we don't really have to clean the house, do we? Unless, of course, you're going to vacuum and eat at the same time. But you get my point. You get the craving because you want to avoid something, all right? Or you get the craving because you have this emotional rush and all of a sudden you want cookies, all right? Two things might be going on here. Either whenever you were in that situation as a child or as an adult, you always turn to food or you always turn to a specific food. Okay? Whenever, your mother yelled at you, you hid cookies and you ate cookies in your room. So now somebody is like there's some conflict and you're trying to avoid it, so you go to the cookies. Okay? You're buffering sitting with the feelings. Okay, so what you want to do is for that, you want to put a pause in. You just want to sit for a minute with yourself. Try to figure out why you're having that craving. Not even the specific craving, not whether it's Oreo cookies or ice cream, but try to figure out what it is. A lot of times I can figure it out. I'll be doing something and something will be making me anxious. And I know that if I eat and I eat off program. Okay, I'm not talking about making a keto sausage and sitting down and eating. I'm just talking about, I want some crap food, all right? Usually it's because I'm anxious. And the food is serving two purposes. It's getting my mind off the anxiety. Okay, so it's working well. I'm eating, eating, eating. I'm not anxious. It's almost, I always said food was like a tranquilizer for me because it just gets that anxiety out of your body. You have to do something, okay? Or it helps you avoid doing something. And the other purpose that the food serves, and I don't think you realize it at the time, but next time you eat like that, I want you to pay attention, okay? What it does is you're so busy beating yourself up and, oh, I'm no good and I can't follow this diet and it's a stupid diet and it's hard and I'm stupid and look how weak I am and everybody's right. Everybody said I couldn't do it and look at me and I can't do it and blah. Are you thinking about what it was that was bothering you? No, because you're busy beating yourself up. So these cravings are coming from so many places, okay? Could be physical, like I said, especially when you're first giving up carbs. Or sometimes you want chips. Break that down. Maybe you just want some salt. Put a little salt in your hand. Yep, lick that salt, have a glass of water. So sometimes it really is a physical craving, and you'll learn how to deal with that, okay? Sometimes you want to avoid something, and so you're getting the craving. Sometimes there's just external forces, the pasta and the lasagna and the brownies and everything, and it just bombards you. How can you ignore that? And so you're not really craving the food because you weren't craving it before you went to the party. So that's really external stuff that's getting you, okay? Or it's avoidance. Or for me, I found that food was a tranquilizer. Now I find other ways. Going and taking a hot bath, that's not me. Going for a walk, that's not me, okay? It never worked. Always the advice never worked. What I found works for me is I just sit for a minute. I just sit, okay? Look how I'm talking. No, you just sit. And you breathe and you relax and you breathe in and you breathe out. You try to identify the emotion that might be getting to you. Usually it's not an emotion, it's your thought about something. You're thinking about a fight, so you get aggravated. You don't just get aggravated. Think about it. You don't get aggravated out of nowhere. So you want to work it back. Like, what am I feeling? Am I feeling anxious? Am I feeling angry? Am I feeling upset? Go back. And what were your thoughts that got that emotion going? Okay? Just let it pass. I said this in a couple of videos. An emotion won't kill you. It really won't. It doesn't have knives and barbs sticking out. It's not hurtling towards you. It just is there. It's in your mind. Just sit with it. Let it float by. If you're Dory, just keep swimming, all right? Till that emotion, I'm being silly here, but that emotion is going to eat you up, right? Just let it go. And if you gave into it, if you gave into the food that you wanted, wherever that craving came from, whether it was physical or it came from you externally, or you were avoiding doing something, or it was, anxiety reducing, if you ate it, and it happens to all of us. I'd like someone to stand up and say, I decided to cut out sugar and baked goods and I never ate it again in my life. And I never wanted to eat it again in my life. And there may be people like that. I don't know. But me, no, it's happened. But the important thing is just show up for your life. Show up the next day, show up the next meal, get up, have a glass of water, show up with your next breath. And whatever happens, invite Dory into your life. And instead of this view, where she's going to gobble you up, just remember, keep on swimming. Thank you. Oh, and subscribe.